We're going to start with a nice word in Parshas Vayikra. A word from the Beis Avrom. The Beis Avrom on the Pusik, beginning of the Parshas Vayikra, Moshe v'daber Shem Eilav. Vayikra we know is written with a small aleph, aleph zeira. And it could be read without the aleph, which is Vayikra. So he explains that this means Vayikra, something that happens. Koira, something that happens to a person, no matter what it may be. V'daber Shem Eilav. He has to know that it's Hashem talking to him, it's Hashem sending him messages. And even from the smallest things that happen to a person, anything that he sees, anything that happens in his life, he could take from it a message how to serve Hashem better. He brings a famous story. He brings it from Rabbi Shimon Gruen. Others bring it earlier from the Talmidei Baal Shem Tov, that he once saw a goy who was traveling and something fell off his wagon, and he asked Rabbi Moshe Leib if he could pick it up for him. And Moshe Leib said, I can't. And the goy answered him in Polish, Możesz tylko, nie chcesz. You could, just you don't want to. And Moshe Leib took a murdige sorris from that the goy was right. It was Hashem sending him a message that a lot of times you think you can't do something, and it's really simply because you don't want to. And if you'd only want, you'd be able to. And you want to, you should make sure that you're doing what you should be doing and not just excusing yourself saying that you can't do something. Now, I was inspired to this idea based on an article that I was preparing for the Voice of Lakewood, for the Pesach edition. So often people feel that they can't do something because they don't want to, and the Sfurim are teaching us that you should do it even if you don't want to. It's very important. Whatever is right to do, whether it's serving Hashem or just in your relationships with the people around you, never say, but I don't want to. I never say I can't. Even if you think you can't, it might just be because you don't want to. And even if you don't want to, you should be doing it anyway. When it comes to other people, however, it's so important to try to arouse in people what Dale Carnegie calls the eager want. Don't make people do things for you if they don't want to. Instead, you should try to get people to want to do things for you. So often people have this question of, how could I get my child to do this? How could I get my spouse to do that? How could I get my boss, my employee to do something? Well, there are ways to get people to do things. But your question should be, if possible and when possible, how could I get that person to want to do this? And then, of course, from there on, it's a lot easier.